welcome to our very first episode of our discussion session this year on Let's Talk with Youth Organization. I am Princess Madijibeya, your favorite host of all times. And with me today, I have one of the I'm not even kidding, the most inspiring person I've known so far. She is the founder of Create. She's as well a marketer. Please make welcome Onyeka Ekrimozo.
Thank you.
Oh, I should
Princess.
clap. I should clap.
Okay, thank you for introducing me. I think you've summarized me into words. I'm the founder of Create, and I'm also a marketer and writer, ghost by person.
I'm so glad to have you here. To be honest, I'm jealous on the inside. You're here, and so before we dive right into our discussion for today, I know that towards the end of 2022, a lot of people had like expectations of, oh, I want to manifest this in 2023. Oh, I'm going to prioritize this in 2023. And 2023 is finally here. So this first week, how has it been for you? Has it been giving or giving past goals?
Okay, so as a writer, I just published an article on Medium this week, and in that article, okay, no, when I shared it online, I said I feel like in January is already too long because so much has happened in 1 week, and if I wasn't planned, if I wasn't prepared for it, it could have been a lot. But I made a comment last year. I said the mistake that most people are making is thinking that what people will do in 2023, they are waiting to do in 2023. The truth is actually that what people would do in 2023, they started doing already last year. You get, so when you come in with that mindset, it becomes easier for you, right? Because I had all these plans that I wanted to manifest. So I started to work towards it towards the end of the year. I started to plan in line. Yes, most people during that period they feel it's the festive season, you want to relax, sit back. I can tell you that festive period was like the most busy time ever for me. And it was very overwhelming. At a certain point I even crashed. Because like yeah, people don't see that. But on the inside there is so much going on. So I even crashed. I talked to my boss, I explained that, oh, this is how I'm feeling, and she helped me, put a few things together, and I just, got back on my feet, continue running with it. So, but that period was very, very trying for me, and I'm really glad that we're over it. I'm glad that we're in a new year, and I'm excited because, like I said, some of the things that I will do in 2023 I already started doing, and it's just, normal. I'm just in the flow. It's not like I'm floating, and then, yeah, so that's been the experience.
Wow. I really like the fact that even when you broke down, you still had someone you could speak to about the whole situation. So before we dive right into the session, I am going to ask you a few icebreaking. So the first question, you're going to answer in five, by the way. If you were to represent your country in a sports competition, what sports activity would you be doing?
Oh goodness. Sports can be anything, right?
Anything?
Yeah, probably singing competition.
Oh, really?
Yeah, I once went for project swimming. Though it doesn't qualify as a sport, but I don't like the normal sports. I don't like any kind of sports.
Those
It's
vigorous
you
activities.
get sweaty, you're panting. When I even climb, most times when I climb a flight of stairs, I tell people that I've lost weight, and the way that I'm breathing, you can literally tell that no, this is it's a lot. So maybe singing.
Wow. So how was your time when you went for project film?
Oh, there was this lady, Rhoda.
I remember her name.
Yes, I remember her name because she was the one who turned me down. But it was an experience. I was young and I felt okay. I can do this. Let me go for project film audition. Mind you, I wasn't even. Then we had a few issues. I moved to this very remote location. My parents we had to move because of a few challenges. So when we moved like that, I just got caught up from the world. I would say that's the right word because a lot of the things that most young people would do, I did not really have that access to do. I didn't even have a phone. Imagine going for project film audition with a Nokia touch. Like, kind of, it's like, it was when I came, it was a whole new experience. I met so many young people, and I'm like, oh wow, there's an entirely new world outside of where I've been. So it was cool, but I will not forget that lady.
But then you received the exposure that there
Yeah,
are also other young people chasing dreams like you. Okay, second question says, if you had a superpower, what would it be?
If I had a superpower, ability to rapture. No, I kid you not. I say this a lot when people talk to me. I always tell them I have a backup plan. I will rapture.
Wow.
Like when things get too much, I just feel like okay. At the end of the day, what is it all for? If I go to heaven, who cares about the millions,
Right.
dollars? Everyone will be happy. We're all in heaven. So if I had a superpower, the ability to rapture, I bet you I'd have raptured 20 times last year.
The third question says, what is the most daring thing you've ever done?
The most daring. Can I think about it
Yeah,
for a
sure,
while?
sure.
Am I allowed to say this on camera?
Yeah, sure.
This will ruin my reputation.
If you think it's you, then.
Okay, so
Maybe
here's
not.
like the craziest thing that I did. The most daring thing that I did. Um, okay, there was this time when I was my first relationship. I was coming from that place and I was very vulnerable, and I did not know how to handle the breakup because I came into school, came into ministry, and a lot of things happened. So there was just this period of vulnerability where I saw this guy that was so fine, and I messaged him and I said I have a crush on you. And that was very crazy. Today I just wonder why did I do that? Like that. Well, uh, it was a new experience, and funny enough, we are still cool till now. Nothing ever happened. I never met this person in real life, just online, and right now we are friends. We're good friends. We follow each other on social media, LinkedIn, Twitter, Instagram. When we have things that we're working on. There was a time I was working on this project, and he said, "Oh, Onyeka, I have this project. I want you to be on board to be the marketing person." So we just moved from that level to something more, um, something better, right? A place where we can exchange, value and benefit each other in a very platonic way.
Wow. I love
Very
that.
platonic.
The fact that you shot your shots led you into, a very beautiful station is, what do you think is the most important quality in a friend?
What I think is the most important quality in a friend, honesty.
Honesty.
Yeah, the ability to call me up and say, "Oh, this thing that you do is total bullshit."
Wow.
Yeah.
Interesting, to be honest.
Yeah, like I value it a lot in people. I know that sometimes people say not all truth should be told, but I really do think that all truth should be told, even if it hurts you. It's truth. So I value it a lot. I'm a very honest person, and I don't. I take it seriously when people lie. So I just prefer that you just come clean with me and tell me this is it.
Because who will beat you?
Yeah, true,
Who
right?
will beat you?
Yeah, people say things like, all it will break a lot of things, blah blah blah. It will break even worse if I find out.
Right. Fifth question. Fifth
And then
question.
I'm out of this one.
Is it really hot?
It's very hot.
Okay. What do I ask? Okay. What is the weirdest thing you've ever eaten?
Allow me to think because I don't try a lot of new things when it comes to food. Let me see. Nothing is coming to mind. I don't eat weird things. I eat normal food.
Normal food.
Normal
Okay.
food.
There are people that I know that they've done combinations like, I don't know how.
That's the thing, but me, I get easily irritated when I see some kind of things. I can't even, no matter what you tell me. There was this time, there was this noodles. Maybe I shouldn't mention it here because it may ruin their reputation, but there was Shadi's noodles.
You can tell me my hair.
The first time that noodles came out, it looked like Indomie. I thought it was Indomie. And then I said, okay, let's cook this Indomie. I started to cook it and I started to say something very funny. I don't know how it is now. Maybe they've moved from that level, but at that point in time, it smelled so horribly. And no matter how people try to convince me that it tastes good, I told them I'm never eating it.
You're not doing that with them. Right, so we are done and you're off the hot seat now. Right into the discussion for today. We'll be talking about goal setting, strategies and systems for setting goals and how to sustain yourself even after you see you have a note. You came prepared. Wow.
My goals.
Wow. Wow, that's very interesting. Not to make this like a very general binding sort of discussion, do you think that everybody should set goals? And if yes, why do you think it's important to set goals?
I'll tell you from personal experience, everybody should set goals. And the reason being that when there is nothing to look forward to, it's easy to give up. Because, I mean, part of what was my challenge last year was when I spoke to my boss, I said, everything that I felt that, everything that I set as a standard, I've done. So now it's like nothing excites me. It's like there's nothing to look forward to. And that was a very terrible place to be. And it's very depressing. Some people move into depression at that point. I didn't go into depression. I just felt everything I wanted to do. I wanted to do this, I wanted to do that, and I was able to do it in that year. So I just needed, I needed new goals. I needed new vision. And I know it feels it was very bad. So if you're a person, you don't have goals, it's very difficult to live like that. Like there is nothing to look forward to when you don't have goals. And another thing is that when you don't have goals, it's easy to accept anything. It's easy to say, I'll take 5 naira for that job. When your mates could actually, be taking $8,000 for that job. But because you don't have any specific thing within your sight, it just becomes easy to accept anything. When you have goals or not, you are a valuable person, right? But then when you don't have goals, all of that value becomes useless. Because I was a valuable person, I still am a valuable person, but at that point in time, I was unable to see it. I was unable to like I wasn't even feeling like I was adding any value. You get so if you don't have goals, it becomes difficult to let that value manifest. So whether you're a person of value or not doesn't change anything. You need goals.
Yeah. So for me, I think it's important to set goals because when you have goals, you have definition, right? You
I
have
should write that down.
you have definition. I was just thinking about it, and I'm like, oh, goal setting, right? And I know that last year, oh sorry, last year that was 2021. Before moving into 2022, I'm like, oh, this is what I want to do. This is what I don't want to do. So that list or that list of goals just let me know I can't do everything. I can't accept everybody. So there's definition about what I want to do, the steps I'm going to take, and the possible people that will be what's the word significant to achieving those goals. But if you don't have goals, you accept everybody, you do everything, you walk into any place because like you said, when you don't set goals, you have value, but at that moment it's really just stages of our lives contribute to like the type of goals we should set.
Okay, yes, stages of our life contribute to the kind of goals that we should set because one of the steps in setting goals is to take the smart route, and then in that smart route there is a specific, measurable, achievable, realistic, and then timeliness or something. So it's very important that you set goals that are achievable at your level where you are. Say I am a GS1 student, and I say I want to, what's the word now? I want to be earning 1 billion naira as a GS. The relevant to where you are at a particular point in time. Growth is in stages, success is in stages. In the same way, your goals should be set in stages.
And I also think that using like the stage of your life to set goals will let you know hasten the process. Like, okay, when I was still in secondary school, most of my goals were like academic goals. Imagine me thinking about money, like very
Imagine you even
seriously,
thinking about marriage.
right? Like thinking about money or marriage very seriously. When at that point in time, all I needed to focus on primarily was like academics, right? So I also do agree that stages of our lives contribute to setting goals as a person, as an individual, even as an organization. I think so. When you're a startup business, there are certain things you would want to achieve as a startup brand, and from your own point of view or so far, what sort of systems or strategies do you use to set your goals?
Okay, for one, I look at what I've done, and then I look at where I want to be. Right? I see that okay, I've done five, and where I want to be is like still let's say 1,000. But right now, because I've done five, I have the capacity to do 10. So that looks realistic, and then I push myself a little bit more and add an extra five. Because come on, it has to be big.
It has to be big.
Yeah, it has to be big. And someone said, the vision should be big, the goal should be big, so that God can be a part of it, so that you can look back and say, oh, God did.
Like,
So yeah, so that is the way that I think about it when I want to set goals. I just look at where I've been. I look at what can be done where I am right now. I look at where I am going, where I want to be, and then I look back at the present and say, okay, I think I can do 10, but let me add that extra five. Let it scare me a little bit, so that I can push myself harder. So that's in a simple way. That is the way that I do. Always, you should look at where you've been. Always, you should look at where you're going, and always, you should understand the present situation. Make it
I think
align.
that's very important.
Yeah, so these three things, irrespective of whatever process that you follow, there is always a time for review, looking back at what you've done. There's a time for foresight. Where am I going? Then there's also a time for you to like look around you and say, okay, this is where I'm at. Let me make the most out of it.
Got lost in everything you were saying, and I'm like, I definitely will watch this video. Like, let's even forget about the person I'm editing and all of that. I definitely need to, watch it because so many things will just come into my mind, and I know that, like I mentioned before, when I was setting goals for 2022 and 2021,
Yeah.
I made certain mistakes, which is not looking at where I am like presently, right? So I'm also like a content person, and I follow certain people on social media and all of that. And I'm like, oh, I want to be like this. God, why, man? And I said, God, oh, I want to be like this person in 1 year, princess. And that person achieved whatsoever probably in 6 years.
Should I now bust your head?
Right.
When you're trying to be like that person in maybe like 3 years, you get there and you find out that this person has moved like 10 years
Ahead.
exactly. So I don't beat myself into that place. Pastor once said, oh, I can put pastor.
Yeah, sure,
Yeah,
sure.
I put pastor. So pastor once said, don't give in to the temptation of comparing yourself. And that is where many people lose it. They say, oh, Ada is 20 and Ada has bought a car. Ada has a house. Ada is traveling to Dubai. Ada is doing this and doing that. Me, at age 30, what have I done? You get so they lose the they lose they lose what they actually ought to have gotten, right? Because maybe it wasn't for you to say, oh, Ada is doing this. What have I done? Maybe it was for you to say, oh, Ada is doing this and she's following this process. Maybe I can apply this process and you will get better results. So yeah, so when you begin to compare yourself, you begin to doubt yourself. You begin to fall into that inferiority complex, box. I'm not good enough. Maybe there's something that I don't have that other people have. Maybe I don't deserve this. So you don't want to be that person. That is why I don't even advise. There was a time when I started out. I think I've shared this story before, but there was a time when when I finished from school, I did not really like LinkedIn, but then I started to use it, and then there were just these people who were very good at it. Like in short, engagements, impressions, jobs.
They have it top notch.
God, like I'm like, oh. Whereas me, I was still struggling with the platform. Like, I don't even like it. No, I deleted it.
I think that's one of the reasons why I left LinkedIn, because every time I came on, someone is always saying, "Oh, congratulations to me."
Oh my
And I'm like,
god. I thought I was
what am I
I
doing
used to
wrong?
be a LinkedIn hater. Like you can't tell me about LinkedIn. Boy. It was very annoying. But at that point I fell into that box. I started to feel, oh maybe I'm not as good as these people. Maybe I can't even perform at the level that they're performing. And then I started to downplay on my own performance. So I had to snap out of it because boy, I'm better than that. So I had to snap out of it, and I told myself that yes, these guys, maybe they are doing all these things, but I only have one goal with LinkedIn. I was to get a job. I wanted to get a job on LinkedIn so bad. So that was my entire focus. I just made that the end point. Everything that I was doing was just get towards that one goal, and I hit it. I did hit it, and the impressions came. the followers came, the comments, all those things. They came.
Those, everything that happened after you snapped out of, oh, I'm better, like with myself, I'm better, but
Yeah.
like, I'm not wanting to be like
Sure.
other people.
Because and guess look at the best part. Let me wow you. So when I became like this, when I became more confident, when I became used to the platform, getting the hang of it, getting all those analytics that I wanted to get, the traction. These guys they came, these people I was looking up to, they'd come. We ended up sitting at the same table. We now became like the same. This we are all on the same level. So sometimes you just need that confidence. So
one thing I took out of what you said is that we need confidence in goal setting, right? We need to be, we need to believe in ourselves that we are deserving of whatever results we are looking up to, right? Yeah. So that's truly amazing. You just inspired me. LinkedIn, I'm coming for you this year.
you better because there are a lot of opportunities you get.
Right? Just before we round up, right, real quick. So I don't even say a story to back up this question. And wow, I just realized I've learned a lot from the goals that I set for last year. So when setting my goals, in 2021 for 2022, I just wrote, oh, business. Now that I look at it, it's really, really funny. Oh, content. Oh, sale ministry. Oh, partnership. Oh, finances. But then there was no, like, okay, business. What do you want to do on your business or with your business? There was no,
It wasn't broken down.
exactly, it was not specific, so just there. But then the question is, at a point I got really overwhelmed because there was no, what do I call it now? There was no, for me, I do processes, to be honest. I do, strategies. This is how I want.
That's how you should.
No, really. So I do, this is how I want to do this in this, specific period of time. And I think I learned so much from last year. Although 2022 showed us shaggy, but that's not the point to do. But then at a point I got really overwhelmed, right? I broke down too. And I'm just like, ah no, I'm not doing this thing again. I'm just going to calm down. Leave the work for you people. For someone who has set 2023 goals, so many expectations, and manifesting and all of that, to sustain oneself in still pursuing this goal, what do you think from your point of view that someone should do?
Okay, this is my point of view, but then it's going to come from someone else's point of view. When I broke down last year and I spoke to my boss, and she said, um, I told her that I felt like there was nothing to look forward to. And she said, I've not even done, as much as some people. I'm already feeling like this. Like there is a whole world out there that I've not even explored. I'm feeling like this because I did, what I said I was going to do. So she said I should not feel like that. I should write down new goals. I should set new goals. And then I know that I already have some goals set. She said, what are these goals? Off my head, I have like the top four things in my mind for 2023. The top four, the ones I know that I must do them in this 2023, right? I said it, and she said, okay, fine, write it down. Then she said something that I picked. I even have it here. She said, contribute to the vision daily. Let the vision be in front of you. So I wrote the vision here, and then I got this sticky notes,
Sticky
and then
notes.
I wrote them down too. And I pasted it on my wall, and every day I look at it and I tell myself, we can contribute to the vision daily. So it has really helped me, you know, from 2022 to this year. That is what has been keeping me going. That is like every time when I want to, I'm feeling so tired. I remind myself, you can't be the best by saying you're feeling tired. So you have to contribute to the vision daily. So that is, I go back to the vision board. I think that is the thing. So it's very important that you keep that in mind. You put it in front of you. You don't shake your focus. You keep it there. Whether things are going your way or things are not going your way, you keep it there.
You're persistent.
Thank you. Whether there are emotional issues, financial issues,
If you surely
health issues, of course they will come. You keep it there. It doesn't change. You just keep it. You keep looking at it. something, the more that it's more difficult to forget. Like I will always remember, right? So that is one of the ways that you can actually stay on track, not feel overwhelmed, not feel like I'm not. Okay, here's the thing: you keep it there, and then every day you want to contribute to the mission daily. You have steps that you want to take. So sometimes this is a plan A. Allow me to advertise because these two have been very helpful. This is a plan
Oh,
A.
this is plan A. I
Yeah,
didn't know
this is plan A. I got it from Borderless, the Borderless event in Protocol. Now, these are different sections. You can write your action plan, confessions, thoughts for the day, etc. Right? So what I do is I tell myself, that, okay, today this is what I want to achieve, and then I write it out here, and I can rank it. There's a place for priority. So that is one of the ways. When it feels like sometimes people get overwhelmed because there is no laid out plan to follow. So, but when you have this target in mind, when you know that today this is what I should do, when you start feeling like, oh, I'm doing too much, you come back and you see that, okay, I've actually done number one in this thing. I've done number two, it's just number three. Yeah, thank you. It just gives you that sense of direction and purpose. So those are the two things I recommend. Contribute to the vision daily. Keep it right in front of you. When you feel overwhelmed, go back to the vision board. And always make sure that you break things down. Right? For every day. I'm sure you may not have the time to do it every day for some people, right? But if you can, it will really, really help. Write the key things down. What do I know today? What do I know that I really, really want to do? Have those things written on paper and make sure that you follow through. When that day is beginning to look like you have no control, go back and look at it and say, okay, I've done number one, number two, maybe just number three and four that's remaining. And it becomes easier.
Wow, that was really amazing.
Thank you.
That was really amazing. I took a lot from this moment that we just had together, and I'm not going to, go over it for the sake of those watching. Right? We talked about, the systems and strategies for goal setting, and you mentioned this acronym called SMART, being specific. Like I mentioned that I learned so much from the goals I set for 2022. I just wrote business, I just wrote content, I just wrote finances. Like, okay, what do you want to do when it comes to business? You have to break down those goals, right? And then when it begins to look overwhelming, you go back, you review your goals, and you'll be shocked to see that you actually achieved, some things off the list. It's just because you're not looking at it and saying, okay, this is what I want to do, right? You break it down, you contribute to it daily, probably have a schedule or something. Because I think for some people, doing something daily is sort of boring to them.
I'm that kind of person.
Okay.
I don't like to do,
One thing, follow a particular routine.
Thank you. I like that spontaneity. I want to be able to do it maybe on my bed, typing, maybe on my system, typing, maybe with voice. Like I just like that variation. So you can choose to be organized. Being organized will save you a whole lot, I tell you. So you can choose to be organized, write these things down and follow through. Or you can take the hard route and don't be organized and feel overwhelmed.
Oh my
And
god,
tear your
has
goals from the wall and say I'm done.
I'm done.
Exactly.
Right. So sustaining your goals, you have to be organized. To be honest, you have to break down, the actions you will take into achieving those set goals. I think that's really important. Reviewing your goals too. So I'm rooting for you. We are rooting for you. So don't stop. I know that there could be like a lot of pressure.
Yeah, the year just started.
Yeah, the year just started. It just started though. Take it easy. Calm down. There's a lot of time to prepare, to plan. I think I said that one of those times, like on my Instagram stories, because I was feeling the same way, and I just had to calm down and be like, wait first. Who set the deadline? Who said that by the end of the year, if you don't do this, they're going to cut off your neck?
True.
Although for your own
And
sake.
always remember, superpower, you can rupture.
Yeah,
You don't have to come. You don't have to do it. Like, of course, you can rupture.
That's it, guys, for today. And I do hope that you learned a lot. Just take it easy. It's still January. It doesn't matter if you take the whole of January to plan, to prepare, and even to pray. Yeah, prayer is very, very important.
Very key.
Doesn't even matter if you start education or you start, the whole work in February. Just do you. take it easy. When you need breaks, I feel you should take breaks,
Sure.
and have like activities that get you excited. I don't know. When I'm stressed, I just go on YouTube and watch like comedy and just just calm down.
That's nice. When I'm stressed, I eat.
I'm
Stressed eat. Yeah, like I just want to give eating.
Right?
Yeah. So people have different ways that they do it stuff.
Right. Yeah. Just find how you can manage stress and just relax. To be honest,
And when I eat, I begin to feel heavy, so I sleep. So
you
everybody's happy. Everybody's happy.
Such activity. I love eating too.
So I'm giving you like insider.
Right. Inside. Superpower. That's another superpower to be honest. Any last words? Parting words.
Okay, a couple of things were going through my mind while you were talking, giving your last words. The first one is someone said, January is almost over. 11 days, 11 months to go.
Yeah.
2024 in a bit.
Yeah.
Always think about it like that. Always think about it like that. It just makes it, more easy to take on because come on, 2024 is coming.
Yeah, 11 months.
Yeah, you can do that. Another thing is, someone said chaos is the natural state of things. So if you want to beat the system, you have to be organized. And I can tell you that word, it's true. Like if you can just tell yourself that every day I'll be organized, so much can happen to your career, so much can happen to you as a student, so much can happen to you as a person, down to your relationships.
Yeah.
So it's very important that you organize, you prioritize, you know how to prioritize. If you don't know how to prioritize, get a plan A.
Yeah,
and follow us on LinkedIn so that I can motivate you.
Yeah, I'm going to leave the link because I didn't even know this was plan A to be honest, right?
Most people don't know, they expect to see plan A. Then it comes in different
Or it can be customized. Yeah. So something just came through my mind. If something just keeps coming to my mind, I feel like we're not going to leave here. So you said something about prioritizing, right? And to simplify that, it would be to take baby steps. Don't try to do everything at once. Like you're just going to choke yourself.
Yeah, there's a way that you set things for productivity. There is the important, not urgent, important, urgent,
that matrix.
not important, not urgent. So those things that are important and urgent, you already have them on your plate. They're urgent. Address them. Then you see those things that are important but not urgent. Prioritize them, plan them, work them out so that when the time comes, it's due, and you don't have to be running, helter skelter.
And I also think it's important to ask for help. Like when you can't on your own do something,
Yeah,
you should ask for help.
Just since you're talking about that, there are some people who even difficult to say help me.
I do.
And then there are also some people who it's not like they don't want the help, it's just they don't trust another person to do it.
To do it like the way you want it to
I'm that kind of person.
I am
like,
really.
I am that kind of person. And then it now becomes difficult. Like I want you to do this thing for me. But what's the point of telling you to do it when if you do it I'll still have to go back and redo it? Like
and it's even difficult if you've done it before, like, okay, let me just even try and ask this person. And person does I said it, you will not do it the way I want it.
That is very true.
Yeah.
So please don't be like me.
Don't be like us.
Give people chance. Yeah. Even when you don't get it right, you have to trust them. Right? That benefit of doubt is very important. They can do a lot for a person's confidence. Yeah. And even for a person's personal development. So try to trust people, try to ask for help and accept help when it is given.
Sure. Right. I really enjoyed this session with you. To be honest, I can't even deny. I thought you'll enjoy us on the inside. Right. Thank you so much once again for being on set. All the thank yous will not do, but once again, thank you so much. And I really hope you guys learned a lot. Make sure to put into practice everything we've discussed right here. And if you have any questions, please drop them down in the comment section. And don't forget to follow us on our Instagram and our Twitter pages, which I'll be leaving the links to in the description box. We share content on health, free online courses, education, motivation, and all sorts you would think of. Actually, we have fun there. So if you're a fun person, you should definitely.
This is the place to be.
Exactly. Yeah. Thank you so much, guys, for watching. And until next time, I am Princess.